Our top story, a demonstration in Ridgeland is drawing attention to immigration enforcement and raising questions about public protest rules.
Organizers say they wanted to bring awareness to concerns in their community while town officials stepped in over permit requirements. WSAV's Isabella Baez now with the story.
A small group of protesters gathering on one of Ridgeland's busiest streets. They say it's a direct response to recent immigration and custom enforcement activity within the city, some affecting their own families.
This town is made out of, most of us are immigrants.
A handful of young adults took to the streets of the city they call home, saying they've seen an increase in immigration and custom enforcement activity over the past several months.
I personally have seen so many cases of families being ripped apart, not only because they're just going to their job, they're just getting stopped again because supposedly they have no seatbelt and they have no proof for anybody else to say otherwise. So their voice is just being stripped away.
Some drivers honked and cheered in support of the demonstrators, while others said they support ICE's enforcement efforts and encourage the agency's actions.
Go ICE!
During the protest, the Ridgeland Police Department stopped the gathering, saying the group needed a permit to demonstrate on town property and could not display signs containing profanity. Organizers say they tried to obtain a permit, but were initially told one was not required because fewer than 10 people were expected to attend.
I will admit we have some with a little bit of profanity, but I understand for that, but for everything else, I don't understand why you'd need a permit to kind of hold it up for a couple of moments. Again, we're not really doing much, we're not begging anybody, we're not saying much.
They say even though this protest didn't go according to plan, they still feel encouraged to use their voices for those who can't. Organizers tell News 3 they want to plan a larger protest once they get the permit to do so. Reporting in Ridgeland, I'm Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Some new information tonight. 4 of the 5 people charged in last month's shooting at Fellwood Park have been denied bond. Keontae Williams, Jamari Fields, Jaquan Cooper, and Caleb Deddy appeared in court on Monday. Each is charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault. All 4 are scheduled to return to court August 11th for preliminary hearings. The 5th suspect, Johan Vasquez Arenas, did not appear in court. The charges stem from a July 25th shooting at a large gathering near Fellwood Park. Savannah police say 2 men and a woman were injured, and both a home and a car were hit by gunfire.
A federal judge has dismissed Alec Murdaugh's civil lawsuit against former Colleton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill. Murdaugh sought more than $600,000 to cover the legal fees he paid during his murder trial. The lawsuit followed a state judge's finding that Hill improperly communicated with jurors during the trial while promoting her forthcoming book. The federal judge dismissed the case, ruling that Hill did not bring the criminal charges against Murdaugh and therefore cannot be held responsible for his defense costs. That decision does not affect Murdaugh's double murder retrial, which is scheduled to begin in April.
Effingham County leaders say they have a plan they believe could put more money back into homeowners' pockets. The proposal will ultimately be up to voters. WSAV's Evan Smoke now with a look at a plan that would mean 0 property taxes.
This November, voters will get a chance to approve the local homeowner incentive adjustment grant.
What that will allow the county to do is that if the county has excess revenue at the end of the year or in the budget we have a surplus, what this allows us to do is to issue a credit on the tax bill specifically targeting primary residents or homeowners in the county so that they get the priority on this process.
The next step would be another referendum for voters to decide on in November of 2027. This measure would pass a 1-cent local homestead option sales tax, or LHOST, if approved.
It's beneficial particularly for Effingham County because a very large portion of our sales tax is generated from business and industry, and so it essentially is it's providing a little bit more relief for the homeowners.
Callanan also says revenue generated from the recently announced OpenAI data center will speed up this timeline.
There is revenue already coming in this year as a result of that, and there'll be revenue next year for that, and we'll be able to use that revenue, which wasn't planned, wasn't budgeted, that excess revenue and to create a credit to the homeowners in 2027.
That was Evan Smoke reporting. Callanan says the hope is to reduce homeowners' overall property tax bill by 40%. For more details, visit WSAV.com.
The city of Tybee is asking residents and beachgoers to help make their voices heard in Washington. City leaders are encouraging people to sign a national petition supporting federal funding for beach nourishment and other coastal protection projects. The campaign, called Yes to Beaches, is led by the American Coastal Coalition and comes as Tybee continues to push for funding to restore its eroding shoreline. It aims to show members of Congress there is strong public support for continued investment in the nation's beaches. Tybee officials say coastal communities are competing for a shrinking pool of federal dollars. They believe a united effort will help elevate local needs to the national level. Well, the coalition says beach nourishment helps protect homes, businesses, and infrastructure from storms, while also supporting tourism, wildlife habitat, and local economies. The petition will be delivered to members of Congress in the fall. People can learn much more and sign it simply by visiting WSAV.com.
From school zone speed cameras to transportation and public safety, Georgia lawmakers say more changes could be on the horizon. Representative Jesse Petrie and Senator Ben Watson shared their legislative priorities today with the Chatham area Republican women. WSAV's Nikaya Harris with the story.
School zone cameras to transportation projects, state lawmakers are discussing what they say are the biggest issues facing our communities. Georgia State Representative Jesse Petrie and State Senator Ben Watson spoke to the Chatham area Republican women about the issues they've been working on under the Gold Dome. Petrie telling WSAV they accomplished a lot this year. One example he pointed to is a new law requiring restaurants to disclose whether the shrimp they serve is imported. For Watson, public safety was a key focus. He highlighted efforts to have post-certified school safety officers in schools, and he discussed changes to Georgia's school zone camera law.
The speed cameras in the school zones do slow people down and reduce accidents. But the question is, has this been used to make money off people's backs? I mean, and that's what we're looking at. We've required them now to make sure we have flashing lights there. We tighten up the hours that you can have. So as of July 1, that law went into effect. So any new school zone cameras will have to be voted on before they can be put out. And any school zone camera that's in existence will have to be voted on. I think they said the one in Chatham County will be voted on next year.
Nikaya Harris, WSAV News 3, on your side.
New tonight, the Olde Pink House has welcomed generations of visitors through its doors and earned a reputation as one of Savannah's most iconic restaurants. Along with its history and Southern hospitality, there is another tradition that keeps guests coming back. WSAV's Isley Herschel introduces us to someone who's become a part of the restaurant's lasting legacy.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars.
When you dine at the Olde Pink House in downtown Savannah, food, drinks, and biscuits are expected.
In other words,
but a tableside show may not be the first thing that comes to mind. This is Cedra Sands.
I never lost a minute of sleep.
It's also known as the Olde Pink House singer.
I am definitely the one.
After working at the Mulberry Inn and singing happy birthday to customers, she says the owners of the Olde Pink House took notice of her. She later moved to the Olde Pink House and became their permanent singer.
Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river.
She's held this role for over 20 years and takes it very seriously.
I cannot believe it's been over 20 years in the same place for me, doing something that I love. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing.
She knows how to light a room up. I'll tell you that. People love it.
Alex Gray is a server at the restaurant and says people come back just to see her sing again.
You came back?
Well, to see you.
Amen. I'm coming to find you.
Okay. She brings soul to the house, and that's everything we need. And if you're having a bad night and she sings the right song, you aren't having a bad night anymore. You completely forget about it.
I've seen so many tears, and that almost brought me to tears because they going through whatever they going through, or they needed to hear this particular song, and it's just been amazing, just been an amazing journey.
She says she knows the impact she makes on people who visit the Olde Pink House.
They make sure I'm here, or people are hitting my phone up for reservations because they want to make sure I'm there, and I get it all. In other words.
In Savannah, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
That's right.
Now that's a phenomenal night at the Olde Pink House.
It is really fun, and you don't, I mean, Cedra just literally works the room, so it's just a real cool thing to kind of experience because, you know, she's going to make her way around and everyone gets to enjoy it, which is cool.
And cherish memories, of course.
100%.